Hello children, hope you all are fine and taking care of yourself. Welcome back to Mahila Samaja Digital Classes. Class 4th Standard Subject EVS Topic Amazing Adaptation Part 2. Dear students, in the previous class I explained you about polar regions, mountains and hills, plains, deserts and rainforest. Dear students, in today's class, let us know about coasts and marshes. This is a unique habitat as land and sea come together. The air is salty too. The sea rises and falls twice a day. And plants have to adapt themselves to being submerged in salty water during high tide and drying out in the heat of the sun when the water reduces during low tide. Coasts are areas bordering the sea where the sea meets land. The sea water comes up to a particular height during high tide. The area just above the high tide marks is perfect for coconut plantations. Coconut trees are grown in tropical countries all over the world. They are mostly grown in coastal areas because they require a warm climate and intolerance of cold weather. They need high humidity and regular rain for optimum growth. They grow in soil with rich saline content which is found mainly in the coastal areas. Swamps and marshes are areas on land where the soil remains completely waterlogged. The soil is clay, it holds the water and does not let it drain. Mangrove trees grown in this sticky, clayey, salt muddy which has no air in it. Mangrove trees have special vertical roots, the tips of which always remain above the surface of the water. These roots are called breathing roots. They take in oxygen from the air, not from the soil. Mangrove trees have a network of branching roots to support them in the extra soft waterlogged mud. Aquatic plants. Plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. Aquatic plants survive in two main habitats, saline and fresh water. Saline areas includes shoreline and salt marshes. Freshwater plants survive in rivers, streams, ponds and lakes. Aquatic plants are subject to lot of adverse conditions like frequent flooding, strong winds, unstable soil and water movement. The saltwater plants have to also high concentrations of salt. The roots of aquatic plants do not take in water. They are adapted to absorb more nutrients than the terrestrial plants. Types of aquatic plants. There are three types of aquatic plants: fixed plants, floating plants and underwater plants. Let us learn more about them. Fixed plants. Lotus and water lily have their roots are fixed to the soil at the bottom of the pond. Their stems are long, slender and filled with air cavities. The stems are flexible. This allows them to bend with the current of water without getting damaged. The leaves of these plants are broad and thin, so they float easily on water. They are also coated with wax which prevents them from decaying as they half immerse in water. The stomata are only on the upper surface. Next, floating plants. These plants have a very light and spongy body. This gives them the flexibility to stay afloat. Their floating leaves are broad and have stomata on the upper surface. Their submerged leaves are mostly long and narrow, thus offering minimum resistance to currents. Their roots provide the balance they need to survive the changing currents. Duckweed, water hyacinth, and water lettuce are few examples of floating plants. Submerged or underwater plants. Hydrangea, tape grass, and Veracenia are remains completely underwater plants. Their roots are fixed to the soil at the bottom of the pond. They have narrow, thin leaves which allow the water to pass through. The leaves have no stomata. The stems are flexible and filled with air space. The plants breathe through the body's surface. They use the carbon dioxide released by the aquatic animals to produce food and release oxygen in the process. This helps in cleaning of water and making fit for aquatic animals. Next, insectivorous plants. Though most plants make their own food. Next, pitcher plant. The leaves of pitcher plants grow into a long hollow tube. The tip of the leaves grows like a lid. The hollow tube is filled with a liquid. The lid of the plant is very colorful and emits sweet smell. The insects get attracted as they climb inside the leaf to look for nectar. They slip down the tube and drown in the liquid. Next, sundew. Sundew has hairy leaves. Insects are caught in sticky drops on the tip of the hairs. The plant slowly flies on the softer part of the insect and hard parts get blown away in the wind. Next, Venus flytrap. The leaves of the Venus flytrap are divided into two halves. The edges of the leaves have sharp bristles. When an insect lands on them, the two halves together and hold the insects inside. The leaves secrete the juice which digests the insect. Once the insects get eaten, the two lobes open ready to catch its next prey. Next, fungi. Some plants do not contain chlorophyll, so they cannot prepare their own food. Such plants are called saprophytic in nature. They grow on other plants. They grow dead and decaying plants and animals. They grow on stale food. Such plants are called fungi. Mushrooms are also fungi. Was it interesting to know about different variety of plants? Points to remember from this lesson. Trees growing in rainforest have smooth barks and thick leathery leaves with pointed tips, so water flows down quickly. Next point. These trees also grow additional buttresses, roots at the base of their trunk, as well as aerial roots for additional support. Mangrove trees grow in sticky, clayey, salt muddy which has no air in it. So, they have developed breathing roots which remain above the surface of the water. These plants take in oxygen from the air, not from the soil. Mangrove trees also have a network of branching roots to support them in the extra soft waterlog. Next point, there are three kinds of aquatic plants: fixed, floating and underwater. Next point, insectivorous plants grow in soil which is poor in minerals, so they have modified themselves to attract and trap insects which they need on feed, which they then feed on. Next point, some plants like mushrooms and other kinds of fungi do not contain chlorophyll, so they grow on decaying plants and animals and on stale food. Hope you understood the lesson. We will meet in the next class. Till that, stay safe, stay home. Thank you, children.